The injury to Henry Cejudo's eye was diplopia, soft tissue damage, and corneal abrasion. Don't lie, you thought you were going to win by DQ. You would have kept fighting if you knew it was going to go to the scorecards. Winning by DQ has never and will never be part of my thought process. Didn't cross my mind for a second.
Nadeem, do you know any women that... I swear to God, that wasn't on purpose!
Man, Henry wasted his prime for this. That situation ended up being a case study in miscalculating his worth. He retired in 2020 at the age of 33. He seemed to overvalue his marketability, demanding higher pay and bigger fights, but he didn't have the draw that other champions did. If he stayed and kept fighting, he would have had pay-per-view points and made more money than when he came back because he was less relevant and he also had no pay-per-view points. UFC Fight Night Seattle was a sellout at the Climate Pledge Arena. Attendance 18,287. The gate was $3.841 million, highest grossing North American fight night in UFC history. They constantly do this every time they do a show in arenas for fight nights as ticket prices increase. But the crowd was hype, it was packed, and they had a lot to cheer about because there was a lot of finishes on this card. Longest active knockout streaks in the UFC right now. John Silva enters that list after his knockout win over Melsik Bagdasaryan over the weekend. Number 1 is Steve Garcia with 5. He was supposed to fight on the weekend, but Barboza pulled out. And there's a 3-way tie for second place with 4 each. Alex Pereira, John Silva, and Carlos Prates. 2 of the 4 guys are from the Fighting Nerds. That team continues to impress. Dustin Poirier is down to have his final fight be against Max Holloway. There's a decent chance that happens in Louisiana this summer. It could end up being Makhachev against Poirier, Saruki, and Oliveira. Gaethje is fighting Hooker. Poirier can fight Holloway, and Chandler is going to be fighting Paddy Pimblett.
Sean O'Malley looking likely to rematch Merab, right? And we just got the Sandhagen announcement too. I'm kind of curious how that matchmaking came to be. Was the idea always, again, I don't think the O'Malley one is official yet, right? But we're leaning towards that. How did we get there with so many different options? I think for Sean O'Malley, we could have done maybe an Aldo possibility. There's, especially with him, so many options. How did the Bantamweight division shake?
They want to fight each other. I think people want to see it.
UFC 316 needs a main event. That's June 7th in Newark, so maybe O'Malley versus Merab Part 2 could headline that. Petr Yan is also down to return in June or May. A fight that makes sense for him at this point could be Umar Nurmagomedov. They're beside each other in the rankings, and they have not fought yet. Most knockouts at 135 amongst active UFC bantamweights. The top of the list is O'Malley, Font, and Vera with 6, and then Garbrandt and Yadong with 5. Utalaba, after his win over Aslan, says Aslan's a true warrior. Met him a few times before the fight in Vegas. Good man, we greeted each other and spoke kindly to one another, but to the Turkish audience, shame on you for the direct messages sent to my family. Disgusting, hateful messages. Just want to wish Ebo success in the future, but to his fellow countrymen, I'm ashamed of you. Julius Walker didn't get the dub, but had a good time. Back to work. Hats off to Atomic Alonzo Menifield. You're a beast, man, but he also adds that with the 50K fight of the night bonus, my life just changed overnight. Thank you so much to the UFC and Dana White. Walker versus Menifield did end up being one of the sloppiest fights on the card, though, because the second and third round, they were completely gassed out. So the last 10 minutes, it was just a couple drunk uncles trying to slug it out and not fall over. Next week's card is headlined by Kopp versus Almabayev. Kopp could get a title shot with a victory. Brundage versus Marquez is the co-main event. You also got Haqparast, Ribovics, Gomi, Hyder Emil, Barlow, Patterson. Tickets on sale this Friday for UFC 315, May 10th at the Bell Center in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Co-main event is Valentina Shevchenko versus Manon Fiorot. Main event is Jack Della Maddalena versus Bilal Muhammad. Pantoja versus Kaikar, France, likely moving from UFC 314 on April 12th in Miami to UFC 316 June 7th in Newark, New Jersey. That is for the flyweight title. Demetrius Johnson said he got $14,000 when he fought Dominic Cruz for the bantamweight title in the UFC. He got $14,000 to show, $14,000 to win, but he lost the fight, so he only ended up with $14K. Keith Peterson ended up refereeing what was supposed to be Dominic Cruz's final fight against Rob Font. It would have been interesting if Cruz was fighting. Cruz to this day holds a grudge against Peterson for stopping the fight too early, in his opinion, against Cejudo. Former UFC lightweight Mason Jones is back in the UFC. He won 4 in a row in the Cage Warriors. Former UFC lightweight Mason Jones is back in the UFC. He won 4 in a row in Cage Warriors, and now he's back in the UFC. Jenna Bishop versus Kana Watanabe added the first round on the April 11th Orlando card in the PFL tournament. This is the main card for Misfits Boxing 21, March 29th in Manchester. Danis versus KSI. Darren Till versus Darren Stewart. This fight has been added to BKFC Italy on April 26th.
This is what precision looks like.
Put her in the Hall of Fame, Terrence McKinney says, talking about Angela Hill. It's a bit of a strange narrative that Jared Cannonier recently started putting Angela Hill in the Hall of Fame. She has an 18-14 record, number 13 ranked fighter, never won a title, never fought for a title, never, I don't think, was even in the top 5, so I don't know. I mean, she's cool, good fighter, but I don't really see a reason why they would put her in the Hall of Fame. Some people were wondering if Veretennikov would get punished for pushing Austin Vanderford after their fight. What the F? Jason High got banned for pushing a ref. Hell, Roy Nelson kicked a ref in the butt and he stayed. Come on, Dana. Treat every fighter the same. Dana White refuses to acknowledge that. He's a hypocrite. It's clear he just hated Paul Daly and wanted him gone.
Wait, okay. Describe my last fight in 3 words.
Wash, retire, loser.